Okay, let us start. Let's discuss activity number 1. This is just management system. So our objectives for this activity is first to familiarize the different levels of management, positions, and divisions of the manufacturing company and discuss the functions of each department. So we will be discussing the organizational setup. I will be giving you a sample, but I will just discuss those departments that are common for all manufacturing companies. And then we will be defining some terminologies, and then we will discuss the roles, syempre, of the manufacturing pharmacist. So number 1 that you need to do is to prepare an organizational chart of the company, and then you have to show the levels of management and the different departments. So this is Sinopharm. I don't have kasi an access of the organizational chart of the companies, syempre. So what I did is nag-research na lang ako. So this is for Sinopharm. Syempre, they have the chairman, they have the president and the CEO sa top management nila, and then they have the legal affairs department. Now, the common for all companies, we have here the research and development. Na-assign na kayo dito sa R&D? Sino ang hindi pa na-assign sa R&D?
Wala po kaming R&D sa amin, ma'am.
Sa Pascual? Ay, hindi kayo.
Yes po.
I mean,
AS and AD lang po ang meron, ma'am. Na-dissolve daw po siya bago lang.
Okay. Sige. So, the rest, naka-R&D?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, anong ginawa niyo sa R&D?
Mag-mix of tambal na, ma'am. Nag-manual capsuling, ma'am. Like manual capsuling po.
Manual
Pilot testing, ma'am.
Okay. Ay! Should daw? Sumbong to ng MJ ba? Ay, mahurot dyan yung extension.
Nag-compound syrup.
Compounding syrup. Okay. Ay, you avoid having extensions, ha? Kay wala dyan may Christmas break kung naamoy extensions. Kasi the extension duties will be served during the Christmas break. Dili na siya i-serve pag uli ninyo. Pag Christmas break na, basig December 25, nagsige gihapon mo duty. December 31, nag-duty gihapon mo. So be careful with the extension duties, ha? Kay nga na siya, wajud mo'y bakasyon ane. Anyway, now aside from the R&D, syempre you have the operations, and that includes the production. I believe most of you are assigned here in the production. Kapoy, no? Kapoy sa production, ura mo og mahimo og trabahante nila. Mahimo jud mo trabahante nila. For example, sa tableting, most of the time pa jud we will be assigned sa packaging. So kapoy kaayo mag-packaging og tambal. Labi na basta blister package, imuhang kamot ana magsamad-samad pag yun. Kay height ba ya ang blister packs, diba? And then if I can remember it correctly, ang tubig sa Bulacan kay maalat, no? Dili na? Sana all.
Ma'am, nawasan na ma'am.
Yeah. Nawasan na mo? Dati maalat ang tubig sa Bulacan pag nakaisamad sa kamot hapdos. Sabi na basta sa production area mo. And then you have the quality management, and that includes the QA and the QC, and then yung actually regulatory affairs department for the compliance. Then you have the marketing, the finance, and yung administration. So most probably, diri lang mo maglibot R&D sa operations, specifically on the production area, and then the QA, QC departments. May other departments pa kayo kung na-inassign? Wala na. Yun lang?
Micro po, ma'am. Microbiology section.
Okay. Sa micro, kasi yung micro, under yan siya sa quality control. Kung kung sa kung manufacturing firm na organizational chart and departments dyan datong istoryahan, micro is under the quality control. Though, may isang room talaga sila for micro, because remember, you will be handling a lot of specimens there, na dili pwede ma-contaminate. So let's discuss one by one yung departments sa manufacturing firm. So number 1 here, we have the research and development department. So ano ba yung role nila? Syempre, they are responsible in formulating and developing new products, or kung hindi man sila mag-develop ng new products, they will conduct research to improve or develop the existing ones. Kaya may mga bagong dosage forms, may bagong formulation from the existing ones. That's because of the R&D department. And this is where we get to see some of the pharmacists and the chemists sa planta. Okay? Now, aside from that, they perform testings also. Kaya kung na-assign kayo sa R&D, merong mga testings na nagaganap, pilot testing, and other kinds of testing, kasi they also perform chemical or pharmaceutical research and physiological research. So one example of a chemical or pharmaceutical research is determining the pharmacokinetic profile of the product. So minsan, nagkakandak sila ng disintegration testing or dissolution testing sa mga formulated products nila. And then, aside from that, for the physiological research, they also do toxicity testing and at the same time, allergenicity testing. So that's the work of the research and development department. There are laboratories na medyo boring lang ang R&D, no? Kay ang mga scientists din, chemists and pharmacists, they don't really talk with each other. Most of the time, nagsigi lang na sila trabaho, nagsigi og research. Mao na siya ang ako ang napansin so far with the research and development department. But this one is a fulfilling profession since you will be involved in the development of new products. So your name is there if you are going to work there. Now sa inyong experience so far, would you like to work in a manufacturing company? Yes? Ang uban, dili. Ang uban. Yes. They are actually looking for pharmacists kasi konti lang yung mga pharmacist na nag-work din ha. Gamay lang jud ang nag-a-apply sa manufacturing firm. So they are always looking for pharmacists. Ang UP, meron silang diba, we have BS Pharmacy. Ang UP na sila BSIP, Bachelor of Science in Industrial Pharmacy, mo nang ilahang specialty sa kanang manufacturing company. Now sa production department, syempre bisag dili pa nato na siya i-explain, you all know that this is where we get to manufacture our products, but that also includes warehousing. Kasama warehousing and storage dyan. And sila yung in charge sa inventory control. Now, they manufacture products according to schedule ha. May mga schedule yan sila. And the schedule is nakadepende yan siya sa batch. Remember, when you say batch, it's the cycle. Anong tawag dyan? Yung cycle ng pag-manufacture nila based sa order. Kung toll manufacturing yan siya, may order syempre yung trader kung ilan yung kailangan niya na product. So nakadepende sa schedule yung kanilang pag-produce. Now, QA and QC department, this is where the testings take place. So lahat ng testing ng product in process, raw material, and then final product, dyan lahat sa QA QC department. So they ensure compliance sa ating current good manufacturing practices ha. And then you get to see the pharmacist here also. Aside from the pharmacist, syempre you have the chemist. Now you don't really see that much yung pharmacist sa sa production area. May pharmacist sa inyong production area?
Yes po, ma'am. Meron po.
Okay, very good. Kasi there are companies na hindi mo makikita yung pharmacist nila sa production area. Most of the time, nasa QA and nasa QC. kasi they are always doing testings, a lot of testings of the products. And then syempre you have the marketing department, they analyze trends, consumer behaviors, and their product status in the market. So dati, they work hand in hand with the distributor, and especially yung kanilang, ang tawag dyan, kanang ilahang naga-market, sa tawagan na ano, kanang sa gawa sa clinic sa doktor, mga naga-market sa ilahang product.
Medreps?
No, mga medreps.
Yes, ma'am.
Mga medreps nila, they work hand in hand with them. Kaya lang dati manggod ang mga medreps kay supposedly dapat pharmacist. Kaya lang kulang kaayo ta, wala gani pharmacist ang uban butika, di ba? Ang manufacturing firm walay pharmacist. So mo to nagi-allow na nila na ang mga medreps okay lang kahit hindi pharmacist. So this has become more of a marketing na a business side na ang mga medreps karon. They give incentives sa mga pharmacy, sa doctors para i-push ang ilahang products. Mo nang sa pharmacy daghan og pagkaon. Okay? And they do advertisement and syempre a lot of different promotions sa products nila. Ang Unilab how mag-market sa ilahang product. Pero walang na-assign, no? Walang na-assign sa Unilab this year. Unilab is located sa Binyan, Laguna, adjacent sa Carmona, Cavite. So mas malapit yung mga boys doon sa Unilab na company. Now, engineering department, syempre we will not be assigned here kasi the engineering department is in charge of ensuring that the plant as well as the employees are safe. So they maintain, they repair equipment if na ay maguba. And then purchasing department, they are the ones who purchase raw materials and the active pharmaceutical ingredients na gagamitin sa pag-manufacture ng product. Pero tama lang sila sa pag-purchase, they are not in charge sa testing. Sa QA/QC department pa rin ang testing ng raw materials. And then I believe you have medical departments there. May naka-standby na nurse and doctor dyan to ensure that na physically fit yung mga employees. If merong kailangan ng medical treatment, syempre sila ang gumagawa nun. And sometimes they perform clinical studies. Okay, so they work hand in hand with the R&D department. And then we have lastly the regulatory affairs department. You can also see pharmacists here. They and other liaison officers that will be in charge sa mga regulatory affairs. So they work with the FDA and the DOH just to ensure that everything complies with the laws and the regulations. Okay? So those are the very common na mga departments dinha sa planta, dinha sa manufacturing firms. Do you have questions or clarifications before I move on? Ingon ko sa inyo, dali lang kayo ni. Wala?
Ma'am, excuse ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, yung amin po kasi ma'am, doon po sa organizational chart nyo, sa research and development, andun po ang analytical support and analytical development. Yung amin po kasi yung analytical support and analytical development is under po siya sa quality control.
It's okay kasi that is the reason why kayo mismo ang gagawa ng organizational chart ninyo kasi we have different organizational charts per company. So wala siya problema. Okay? But ang nilagay ko lang dito is yung mga common lang na nag-exist sa mga companies. These are board exam questions sa area 5. So you have to you have to be familiar with the different department din ha sa company. Kung ang arrangement is different, it's okay, wala siya problema. Kasi nakadepende na sa ila how they did their organizational chart. And at the same time, pag mag-work, pag pharmacist na mo puhon, kaya mag 4th year naman mo, hapit naman mag-pharmacist, kapag ka mag-work na mo sa butika or sa manufacturing firm or even sa hospital, kapag ka ang FDA mag-inspect, ang pinakauna nilang ginapangita organizational chart. Kana jud pagsulod pa lang ana nila sa firm, kana jud ang unang pangitaas sa ang organizational chart. And you have to make sure na nakapilit gyud na sa kanang dali makita nga space, and then makita talaga yung pharmacist, ang name ng pharmacist. Yes. Ah,
Ma'am, sa amin po ma'am kasi confidential po talaga yung organizational chart po.
wait, ano lang, okay lang, sabihan nyo lang sila na kahit walang names, ano lang, department lang, example, chairman or CEO, tapos walang name ilagay, tapos chart lang talaga na under sa CEO, example, production, QA/QC, ano lang.
Ang sabi po kasi ma'am, di po talaga daw sila magbigay ng any files po regarding the company.
As in,
Yes ma'am.
sample na lang, kahit sample lang. Wala din nakapilit sa ilahang dingding ang ilaha organizational chart. If you go to companies, naamang gid ang organizational chart ana.
Wala, dalawa lang
Ma'am, pero dili accessible para sa amo.
Opo ma'am.
Nasa ilahang mga offices.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, kami rin po, ma'am. Nag-ask po kami, ma'am, na wala good, kahit walang names good, ma'am, kahit position lang po. Tapos, ang sabi, ma'am, kay needs approval pa daw po.
Stiktuhan nila, sabihin lang gitago din ha. Anyway, kung hindi niyo talaga siya makuha, kaya lang dili man gud ako ang mag-check ano yung activity. Si Ma'am Eroy man gud mag-check. I'll just inform Ma'am Eroy na lang of your concern sa inyong organizational chart. Pero ansiri gihapon ninyo siya. Ano na lang, you may use this one na lang para dili mo siruhan ni Ma'am Eroy sa inyong organizational chart kung wala jud. Okay? Dili ako ang mag-check ng gud ana. Pero again, iingon na ko inyong concern kay Ma'am Eroy. Unsa man?
Yung sa amin po, ma'am, sa compact po, bigyan man daw po kami, on process pa daw po siya, pero busy pa po kasi daw sila. Nag-audit po sila at the moment po.
Sige lang. Ihabol niyo lang. I'll just inform Ma'am Eroy also about that concern.
Okay, ma'am.
Siya man mag-check. Okay? Anything else? Wala. Sige. So let's define some terminologies here. So syempre when you say manufacturing, this refers to industrial scale synthesis or pag-produce ng pharmaceutical products as in industrial scale ha, meaning maramihan. Yung may mga products na ginagawa inside, example sa community pharmacy, ang tawag lang doon compounding. Kasi konti lang yung ginagawa. Pero pag masyadong marami na industrial scale, that's the time we call it manufacturing. So when you say manufacturing pharmacy, any establishment that produce drugs in a large scale, and at the same time, hindi lang pag-produce, that includes packaging, repacking, or changing the container. Kahit hindi sila yung gumawa, pero merong mga repacking na nangyayari, manufacturing pharmacy pa rin ang tawag sa kanila. Okay? So, as long as they produce industrial scale na pharmaceutical drugs, under pa rin yun dito. But yung iba dito na company, I think they are toll manufacturers, right? They don't own the product. May mga companies dito na nagtotol. They don't own the product, they are just in charge in the production, pero pagdating sa pangalan, hindi sa kanila nakapangalan yung drugs. We call that toll manufacturing or toll manufacturers. So organization, sabi ko sa inyo kanina, this is very important sa isang company. Hinahanap talaga ito ng FDA kasi you have to be familiar yung different departments at the same time yung functions nila para hindi mag-overlap and then walang left behind na trabaho. That's organization. And then we get to see the organization through a chart. So that will represent our yung different departments natin sa manufacturing firm. And then lastly, yung roles of manufacturing pharmacist. I hope meron kayong parang anong tawag dyan? Makita nyo talaga yung mga pharmacist dyan sa planta, and then you get to observe ano yung ginagawa nila dyan sa planta. But nevertheless, these are some roles of the manufacturing pharmacist. They are involved in the development and the pag-maintain ng SOP dyan, Standard Operating Procedure. And then, some of them will give trainings to staffs or production staffs kung ano yung gagawin at dapat gagawin sa pag-produce ng products. And then, they monitor the performance of the products, even the operation sa production, yung equipment na ginagamit, and then check it with the standard. Kung hindi siya nakapasa, syempre, troubleshooting will be done. Involved ang pharmacist dyan. And then review and make recommendation for the improvement of the area of safety, environment, sanitation, and hygiene. So hindi lang sa pag-produce ng products, they have to ensure the quality of the product also. So kaya chine-check din ang environmental conditions. And then assist and ensure all validations are conducted timely and accordingly. Itong validations na ito, lahat na ito, including testings ng products natin validation, appeal na siya din And then assist and review production batch records, have all the necessary information for final approval and release decision. So, pag-produce, appeal ang paperworks, batch numbers, lot numbers, lahat ng nangyari dyan sa production na yan, shall be recorded, and yun trabaho pa rin yan siya ng pharmacist. Conduct and support companies' research and develop projects. So again, aside sa operation, pharmacist is also included in the R&D, the research and development department, kasi we will be supporting all the researches na kailangan i-conduct to make a new one or to improve the existing ones. And then any other production-related duties that may be assigned by management as occasions arise. So may mga hindi nakastipulate talaga pero makikita mo pag kailangan talaga ang pharmacist doon, maa-assign siya sa isang obligation. Depende kung ano yung kailangan. QC assays and testings involved dyan ang pharmacist. And then syempre, pharmacist shall also ensure na compliance, naka-comply yung company with all the regulatory requirements of the FDA and at the same time the DOH. So yun yung mga roles. Kung may nadagdag pa kayo sa sagot niyo doon sa manual, okay lang yun siya. Meron ba kayong nadagdag doon na hindi ko nasabi? Dito sa roles of manufacturing pharmacist, or we have the same answers? The same lang? Okay, so that's it for activity number 1. You wait na lang sa kay Ma'am MJ kung kailan niya ibibigay yung quiz. Mag-forward pa ako sa kanya ng 4 sets of quiz. Tapos dinhana mo mag-quiz sa inyong paasa mo nagpuyo. So, hulatan na lang ninyo. Basta July 10 ang schedule sa YSS mag-exam. Yung ibang companies, wait na lang for your turn na mag-exam. Okay, I'll be giving you a copy of my slide also para makastudy mo din Any other concern before we'll end?
Ma'am, may ask po ako. Sa ma'am, sa quiz po namin na i-take, yung about sa slide mo po, about sa i-discuss mo po ang quiz namin.
About sa activity 1. Pero dili ko sure kung paano siya paghatag ni Ma'am MJ sa inyo iisa ba niya ang activities 1 and 2? You coordinate with her na lang. Kasi wala man siya din nagpuyo sa inyo diba? So, surprise na lang mo moabot na si Ma'am MJ. And katadawag quiz. Tapos pag abot niya, wala mo din nga.
Tapos ma'am, when daw may mag-exam?
Wala pa ako kabalo. Depende mo na sa iya hagod kung kano sa siya mo adto din Pero feeling ko mag-announce man siya kasi exam man na kailangan mo mag-study. So most likely dili gyud na siya surprise. Atik lang tong surprise. Ano lang na siya, kanang announce na siya tanan quizzes and exam. Announce na niya kung kanus niya na ihatag. Kasi again, you need to study. You wait na lang for the schedule.
Okay pa, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Anything
Ma'am?
else? Yes.
Ano po yung types of test po sa quiz? Identification po, ma'am.
Kaya ako man ang magbuhat, most likely identification dyan na siya. Kung paano
Wala,
mag sa inyo ha. Most likely ang ana. Pero I think naagihapon essay. Kay mga ana, identification or essay, naalang na din ha. Pero ang exam, sagol na na siya, identification, essay, ano pang other exam ha. Pwede ko kabalo sa kay Ma'am Libunaw ha, pero sa ako most probably nga to, and then multiple choices.
Okay
And
po,
then
ma'am.
ansirin na ninyo ahead of time inyong manual para dili mo magsigig habol og deadline. Wala ko kabalo sa schedule ni Ma'am Libunaw sa inyo ha, pero most likely papasag gyapon na niya hangtod activity number 8. Okay? Anything else? Ang quiz
Ma'am,
ninyo dili si Ma'am MJ ang mag-check ana ha. Ihatag lang niya pero picture gihapon na tapos isend din niyo sa Schoology. Kaya ang mga nag-check na diri sa Gensan. Okay?